Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. And today we're going to talk about the only news that matters, and that's good news. But before we do, if you want your chance to win a PS5, then you can stay tuned towards the end of this episode, and I'll tell you how. I know that sounds really cheesy, but legitimately, a friend of mine on his channel is running a promotion, and you can win a PS5 and some other goodies as well. And I want to help him promote it, because that's what good brothers do. So stay tuned for that, or just, skip on to the end of the video. But before we get there, there's a whole bunch of nerdy news to talk about. So let's talk about it. Kicking things off with an interesting story coming out of NECA. I originally heard this on the 3POA podcast, but it's been picked up by various outlets. So it turns out, NECA, you done messed up. So what happened was they sent some double orders to people who had ordered Donatello's Sewer Lab. So a few lucky folks got a second diorama.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
You would have thought that was just a lucky little bonus until a couple of months later when they've sent out an email to these people saying, hey, you know that extra diorama set you got? We kind of need that back. Now, NECA initially are playing very fair. They say in the email, hey, we made a mistake, our bad, we're going to send you a prepaid package. If you'd be so kind as to return the item, we'll give you $100 of store credit. And hand on heart, I would actually do that if I had the second diorama and I hadn't flipped it, which also I would have been tempted to do. But the problem was that NECA then went on to say, and if you don't return the diorama, then that may prevent you from being able to purchase future products, so on and so forth.
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Y'all wanna play.
And it just feels a little bit egregious that, guys, you're the ones who have made the mistake here, NECA. It's not a good look to go threatening your most valued customers. You know, the ones who pay $300 for a sewer lair if they don't fix your mistake for you.
Boy, have you lost your mind, because I'll help you find it.
That's one where you just got to take the L, I think, NECA. You sent these by mistake, and now a whole bunch of time later, you're asking people to send them back. That's okay. But then throwing in a thinly veiled threat as well, that's a really bad look. So if you were one of those people randomly who got a double sewer lair, or if you're waiting for your sewer lair, let me know, because I'd be really interested to see how this story pans out. But honestly, NECA, again, bottom line is threatening your customers, saying like, if you don't fix our mistake for us, we're not going to let you buy stuff. Yeah, that's not a good look. Coming in just as this video was about to go live, Revoltech have revealed full images of their Gwenom figure, and I didn't think I needed a Gwenom figure. Honestly, I probably still don't, but do I want it? Yeah, I really, really want this figure. She looks so awesome. The original Marvel Legend, I think, was a little bit of a sleeper hit. I love the Gwenom design with the teeth coming around the hoodie and the tongue making like a scarf that you can play around with. But with this Revoltech one, it looks like you can really manipulate the tongue and have fun with poses and just go a little bit wild and crazy with it. So this is one that I could be really tempted by, because Revoltech seem to just get better and better with refining their style, going from what might have been a little bit janky a few years ago to making everything just like tessellate and move and fit together really nicely. I've been so won over by their recent Thor and Moon Knight. Now with this Gwenom coming up, yeah, I'm going to be watching this one with great interest, because if I see her in the store, I think I might have to take her home with me. I think she looks really awesome. Folks, I want to take a quick pause for the cause to tell you about this channel's sponsor for this episode, Into the AM. You see this nice little shirt that I'm wearing here, this graphic tee? All courtesy of Into the AM, who are helping me deck myself out for my winter wardrobe, and they can do the same for you while they are doing their biggest sale ever. 60% off across the board, but not only that, if you click the link in the description below, you get an extra 10% off as well, because you're one of the Model Behaviour good brothers. And as you can see, the designs are really awesome. The shirt's nice and warm, comfy material, especially for me, because I'm actually a little bit sensitive. I'm a sensitive soul. I need 100% cotton. Otherwise, I feel a little uncomfortable. And that's what Into the AM have got. So I feel very comfortable, metcha cozy while doing these videos. And it's thanks to Into the AM. So if you like some of these designs, then I highly recommend you go check them out. Link in the description below. Hashtag Into the AM as well. Follow them on the social media and you can keep up with all the great deals that they do. So Into the AM, thank you for sponsoring this video. Gang, thank you for checking them out. And now back to the news. Over in comic book news, Marvel have just announced that next year we're getting Spider-Man versus the Predator. This is the one that I was really looking forward to when Disney got a hold of the franchise. And so far, they've done a good job of doing justice to the Predator. The Wolverine Predator miniseries, that was really great fun. There's the Black Panther one now, which I haven't read yet, but I'll definitely give it a go. If it's the same quality as Wolverine, I'll be happy with that. And now Spider-Man being hunted in the concrete jungle. I'm really interested to see how these two are going to match up. I mean, we have Kraven the Hunter, who kind of has the same gimmicks as the Predator. So Spidey's used to this kind of dynamic. So how will a Predator stalk and sneak up on someone with spider sense? Well, we're going to find out in 2025. Now, this is a really cool, unique looking thing. Warhorse are doing Black Rock Musica Venom Mania. What's it called? Black Venom Rocker Mania. A whole bunch of words in there, but just look at the pictures. That's the important thing. A 1/12 scale symbiote that looks like an aesthetic mashup between the characters of Mania and Spider-Punk. And granted, noise and sonics normally bother symbiotes, but if we're going to be really geeky, this symbiote might have been spawned on Earth, and when symbiotes are spawned in Earth's atmosphere, they often have different abilities. That's why Carnage is different from Venom and Toxin and the Life Foundation symbiotes. There you go. So this is quite unique. I love all the extra accessories, like the huge tendrils coming out the back, the symbiote style rock guitar. You know those guitars that are like double guitars? You got a symbiote cat as well. This is going to be about $120, but I think there is a pre-order window. If you check it out now, you might be able to pre-order it for $100. So get a little bit of a saving there. I don't know the quality, but it looks really good. And just as a unique, fun, funky little symbiote, I mean, hey, 1/12 scale as well, the good Lord scale. Gotta love that. So yeah, go check her out. See what you think. Damn Toys, one of my favorite artist type. I was going to say artisanal, but that doesn't really make sense. But, you know, one of the highfalutin type toy companies. One of my favorites when you want to talk about action figures as a work of art. That's what Damn Toys is all about. Well, they are offering now Mr. Silent. Shh. I don't have a price for this guy yet. We've only got the reveal images. And he looks okay, actually. I'm not like massively into this, but it's from their Cold Dog gas station of the apocalypse or whatever they call this line. I mean, it's fun. It's this sort of weird post-future dystopian kind of thing where robots are just doing their thing. And this got a little bit of an Akira kind of vibe to some of these pictures. It's an Easy Rider, Harley Davidson robot dude. I do kind of like that. The more I'm describing it, the more I like what I'm seeing. Lots of accessories, little Zippo lighter, leather jacket, lots of cloth goods, all that sort of thing. It's like a Terminator, but whimsical. And I kind of dig that. So no price yet, but looking at everything here, the old model behavior prediction, I call it about 150 beans, I reckon, because you've got a bit of a vehicle, full Mezco style figure as well. They ain't cheap, but they're very pretty. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's almost like a work of art, but that would be pretentious. Now from Hired Toys, one of my favorite franchises, Classic Godzilla, and they are giving us a new iteration of Mecha Godzilla. So this dude, straight out of the TV screen or the cinema screen, whatever screen he was on, but straight out of that and onto your shelf. I always thought this old school look of Mechagodzilla was a little bit sort of campy, a bit kitsch, a bit sort of silly looking. But then again, having said that, the Godzilla vs. Kong Mechagodzilla looked like complete ass. So yeah, things don't always improve over time. I think the one in the kind of like the mid-90s, they kind of cracked the design. This is more of that goofy retro aesthetic, but it's still kind of fun. So this guy's going to be $70. So he ain't cheap, but then again, he is exquisite. And it's going to have a release date of around about Q3 of 2025. Hot Toys with some big reveals this week. First up, going over to the Netflix show Arcane. with a real pretty looking action figure. Oh, now this is quite something from Hot Toys Jinx from Arcane. I need to get into watching Arcane because it's on Netflix and all I hear is that it's one of the best, most beautiful animated shows out there. But there's just, there's not enough hours in the day. I'm falling behind on Dan and I need to catch up with that. But maybe then I can get into Arcane because it looks like Hot Toys. Again, they were probably scratching their heads going, dang it. There's no more Marvel movies at the moment. The MCU's not giving us stuff to work with. Let's broaden our horizons. And broaden they have. This Jinx, she looks beautiful, man. Hopefully while I'm doing the due diligence for this video, I'll find a price and release date. Nothing at the moment, but just looking at the pictures, the accessories, the weapons, that shark rocket launcher, so much fun. Really bonkers, really quirky. I love the aesthetic. Makes me want to watch the show and also buy the action figure. But I won't because it's going to be way too expensive. The Red Cyclone himself. Yeah, there we go. So Zangief going for Street Fighter 6. Storm giveth with one hand, but they taketh with the other, man. I can't trust you. I can't trust you, Storm, because you dropped the Mortal Kombat license. How do we know you're going to finish any Street Fighter lineups? You're probably not. That's the thing. It's been 84 years since you started doing Street Fighter. You haven't even finished Street Fighter 2, and now you're doing Street Fighter 6. And I know that probably means that you can get away with like reusing a few things. I don't know if this Zangief has anything in common with the Street Fighter 2 one. I'm guessing he does, but I'm not saying that. That's not fair for me to say like outright, but I mean, if I was Storm Collectibles, that's what I would do. Nonetheless, though, if you don't mind not having a complete roster, you just want a badass action figure, that's something I will never question Storm on. I love their style. I still want to complete that Streets of Rage set, but they are dragging their feet. Again, the problem with Storm. But if you're happy to just have a badass Street Fighter 6 Zangief, well, that's what this guy is. And speaking of Hot Toys being desperate for more MCU content, boom, X-23, Daphne Keith is her name, I do believe, I think. Here we go. Looks great. So the likeness, beautiful. And I mean, considering how difficult it can be to capture not just the human face and visage and make it look real, but like a young girl's face, like that's difficult to do without making look like a shop mannequin. But that's what Hot Toys do. That's why they charge the big bucks, because they get that detail in there. And it looks like with the eyes, even the skin tone as well, it looks good, man. It really, really does. I almost wouldn't want to have her with the sunglasses because I want those eyes there, the windows to the soul, man. And this figure looks like it has a whole lot of soul. I'm really impressed with this. So again, I'll try and find out some more information while I'm doing the edit for this video. But I mean, you would guess what, probably about $250, $300 maybe. It's going to be a lot of money. But then again, what else are you going to spend your money on? Exactly. Might as well get yourself a badass X-23, considering that they've also teased that they're going to do Blade and Gambit and Elektra from Deadpool and Wolverine as well. You could get the whole... Is there a team name for these guys? Like the Abyss, whatever. It's not the Abyss, whatever the world is that they're in. There should be a collective name for these guys. If there is, comment below, let me know. If there's not, make one up for yourself and comment below and let me know. Either way, regardless. This is a nice looking action figure. And while we're talking Deadpool and Wolverine, Mezco are also doing their Wolverine. Everyone is doing Deadpool and Wolverine figures. Can't blame anyone for jumping on the bandwagon. This, however, it shows the best and the worst of Mezco, and probably in the middle, the Werblest, as we call it. So the figure looks good, the suit looks good, the Kevlar style material looks good. The Hugh Jackman face, though, not so much. Yeah, swing and a miss. I love Mezco. I could even argue to a point they're my favorite action figure brand, besides maybe Marvel Legends, but that's like comparing apples and oranges. But I will be the first to say their human face sculpts, man, they're pretty ass, to be honest. They have a couple of good ones here and there, but generally they're just not great, especially when Marvel Legends are knocking it out of the park with their face sculpts for much less money. This is kind of Hugh Jackman, I guess. I gotta say, the raw unmasked face. That looks okay. But the other one, I ain't feeling it so much. But still, if you want the Mezco style, this is your Mezco Deadpool and Wolverine Logan figure. And besides what I think is a slightly dubious face, he looks okay. Next up on the docket, oh, hey NECA! I was just talking about you! We've got a couple of Nightmare Before Christmas figures. Say what you will about the company, and I think I just have. They do make some nice looking action figures. So, NECA, God bless you. NECA are doing Santa Claus Pumpkin Jack and also the Mayor of Halloween Town. And look, rag on NECA all you will, but they're very good at recreating what we see on the silver screen. These are no exceptions. Lovely figures. Just hope they don't send you doubles and then threaten you if you don't send them back. Do you think I'm going to keep on milking that like I did the Pinkertons with Hasbro? Yes, I will. Because I got big ears, and just like an elephant, Dave doesn't forget, especially when I can get a cheap pop out of it. So there you go. These do look very, very nice. Do I have a price yet? I don't have a price yet. I'll see if I can find one while doing the edit, but they should be shipping around about December of this year. So if you're lucky, you might get them just in time for Christmas. Oh, and I almost got ahead of myself there. They are also doing, which makes sense, the two more prominent versions of the characters. We're getting classic Jack Skellington. When I called him the Pumpkin King on the previous thing, I was thinking that's not like his name, though. What is his name? Jack Skellington. There you go. We're doing him and also Shelley? Sally. Ah, that was so close. So yeah, Jack Skellington and Sally also available for pre-order, also going to be shipping around about December. So with a little bit of luck, you can get yourself a full-on Nightmare Before Christmas display. Now, don't worry, NECA, I ribbed you in the last bit. I'm not going to comment again. That would be cheap. And I'm better than that. I'm not really. CT Toys are taking a big old bite out of Mafex's product line. And you know what? I'm not cool with some of that. It's not cool. All right, I'm telling you what they're doing, but also I'm against it. But it's news because it's a big thing, because they are taking Mafex figures and previously Revoltech figures and just remaking them and releasing them for much, much cheaper, which is like, yay, good. But it's only good for as long as they can take this other company's work and redo it. What happens when they put that company out of business? They can't then copy their work, because if they keep on selling Mafex stuff for cheaper than what Mafex do, Mafex might stop making profit and therefore stop making figures, and then we're all boned. So I'm just saying that. So what I'm also saying is they're doing Tiger Stripe Wolverine and Scarlet Spider, which is great. And I am a little salty at Mafex because, of course, my Scarlet Spider broke at the knee, as did many others as well. So maybe we should go to third-party companies. So there's a debate to be had there. I'm not saying third-party knockoffs are okay, because morally it's not. If a YouTube channel came up called Dan Displays Model Behavior, I'd be like, oh, son of a biscuit. Then again, they wouldn't be able to do it as good as I do. But still, we're going to be getting more of these knockoffs. Make of them what you will. Up for pre-order now, finally, at Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store, and maybe some other places as well, Jada's Cyberpunk Edge Runners figures. And all the excited noises, because I finally watched the TV show, loved that, and now these. If you like their Street Fighter figures, then imagine those, but better. That's what these look like. We're talking cloth goods, we're talking more detailed sculpts. Both of these look awesome. So David, now that I know the character, I've got more affinity for him, and I'm like, oof, yeah, they nailed it as well, because of course it's an animated anime style, so you can recreate that easily. You don't have to worry about the uncanny valley human look. It's just this vibrant, sorry, I'm trying to stifle a burp. I had a chew high and it was repeating on me there. I'm not going to edit that. So yeah, David looks terrific with his iconic big yellow bomber jacket. Lucy looks great as well, wearing not much, and God bless her, looks fantastic. So both of these might be contenders for Figure of the Year 2025. So you know what? You might want to get in quick. That's Dave's Lock of the Week. Buy low, sell high. Get in there now while they're still, well, actually not cheap, just regular retail price. Shocker! I can't shout shocker like I used to because I realized this new microphone now kind of cuts out if I go too high, which is a good thing, I guess, but still, I want to be able to go shocker! I don't know, maybe it'll pick that up. We'll find out later. But this Mondo black costume Spider-Man, there you go. Kind of fun. Even comes with the accessory of the crushed Shocker gauntlet in his hand. That's a fun one to have. Also, I love the splayed out symbiote tendrils that can go around his neck and the pretty mean mug on Peter Parker as well. Of course, it's super expensive. It's Mondo. 1/6 scale going to be no, not $300. That's something else. You know what? Just look at what I typed below. I'm gonna tie a string around my finger to remember how much it is, and I'll put the little comment there. But it's going to be about $250. I'm guessing that's more likely, about $250. But hey, for a good-looking. Then again, I don't like cell shading though, so I'm not going to lie and say like, oh, it looks good. It looks fine. But if you like the cell shaded animated style, then that's cool. What I really want though is to see the full big Venom in person. One day, having that big Venom with the Spider-Man in his like clutches dangling down there, recreating the opening montage from the TV show. That would tempt me to part with my money. This is just a fun little curiosity, to me at least. What do you think of it? This is just fun and silly, and for the Spider-Man collector who has everything, you can get the Venomized T-Rex, and this is very much just a kid's toy. But you know what? Sometimes toys can be for kids, and I'm okay with that. So we've got this Venomized T-Rex from Hasbro, obviously, going to be available at Walmart, $29.97. Funny old price there. But yeah, you got a Venomized T-Rex straight out of Spider-Verse or Venomverse or whichever verse you want to have him from. He looks fun and silly. Just chuck him in with all the others. You know how they say that peanut butter and jelly are two great tastes that taste great together? Well, so are Transformers and Godzilla. Don't believe me? In the words of Bruno Mars, just watch. Now this actually is kind of cool, but a little bit funny as well. So available on Hasbro Pulse, we're getting this anniversary edition Godzilla Megatron. Like, that's really cool. Like, I actually really like that. But there's a weird kind of cognitive dissonance in my brain because you can see the Godzilla design, like, that's Grimlock. So I'm like, oh, it's Megatron, but it's not Megatron. That's Grimlock. But then when he changes into the robot mode, he has more of the Megatron stylings to him. So it's like, oh, okay, I can see the Megatron influence. But I'm sorry, you see a T-Rex looking robot like that, and I just think Megatron. But honestly, doesn't matter what I think. It's what you think. And if you think that the pictures look cool like I do, then maybe you might want to part with your money. Check out Hasbro Pulse, because for a Godzilla fan, I've got to admit, even I could be tempted, even if there is a cognitive dissonance there. Up for pre-order on 5K Toys, Sigma Studios' God of War. Do they actually call it God of War? Of course they don't. They call it God Slayer for $95. Definitely not to be mistaken with Kratos from God of War. Honestly, I don't know where you would get that idea from. Get out of here, you conspiracy nut. But if you do like God of War and you want a figure that just happens to coincidentally look exactly like the protagonist of that franchise, then this does look lovely. I mean, I'm just looking at the pictures right here. All the accessories, the huge big blades of, what are they, like Blades of Chaos or something? They have a proper name. Those things. He's got the lightning bolts, the two different heads. $95 is a lot of money. It really is. I can't say that like, oh, yeah, this is definitely worth nearly 3 figures. But then again, you know what? If you're a huge God of War fan, and I know that there are a lot of you out there, and this might be the best looking not Kratos figure available. So, of course, we're getting the official Sony ones as well. I forget the name of the company, but they're doing The Last of Us and the robot dinosaur ones as well. Horizon, there you go. But really, if you want to go proper zhuzhed up, this is the way to go. Oh my goodness, this new Guardian of the Horde. I showed the video in the last episode with the black light that lights him up. Well, now we've got the full reveal images and all the pre-order details as well. Dang it, this guy looks good. Look, if you're going to get that not Kratos figure, then maybe you might want to get this dude as well, because you got to have a big monstrous orky boy for him to be fighting, and this dude definitely fits that description. Looks pretty amazing. I gotta say, I've got one of their original OG orcs, and he's kind of put together like a Storm Collectibles type character, kind of a rubbery kind of body material, which is great. Allows for lots of motion, a solid skeleton underneath. This just looks like the next evolution of that, with some clever paint gimmickry as well, and some badass looking armor. This Mythic Legions, all these sword and sorcery type figures, it's a good time to be a collector, but also incredibly expensive. Today's cosplay cover artist is Haunted Hostess. Just stumbled upon this lady's page, and she's doing so much fun looking work here. Lots of bright, vibrant, colorful cosplay pieces, and a lot of them awesome thumbnail material. If you're thinking I'm not going to reuse these for future episodes, well, you don't know Dave. So get a jump start on those instant thumbnails by checking out her account. Go give her a follow. You'll be glad you did. Today in Artist Alley, shout out to Kyofi. I'm sure I've butchered that name, but luckily he doesn't butcher the artistic digital canvas. I assume he makes these digitally. However, whatever method he uses, it's very successful because he produces awesome, fun, bright, bold, and vibrant looking artwork. Perfect for a model behavior thumbnail. I say that. I don't know if I actually will have this in the thumbnail. Time will tell. You'll know when you click on this video. But what you should do after doing that is click on his Instagram. Go give him a follow. Okay, before we wrap things up, I told you at the start of this episode that there was going to be a chance to win a PS5. Let me tell you how. You need to go over to Whatnot. What is Whatnot? Well, it's like a live action eBay where people like myself, presenters, sell things that you might want to buy. That's how selling stuff works, Dave. So my friend Dom, who's been on this show before when I was in the UK, he's a good brother. He's got his own Whatnot account where he sells trading cards, action figures, comic books, all the stuff that we love, and he wants to drum up some business. So he's invested a fair bit of money into buying a PS5 that he will give away on the show live on November 30th. So if you want to be in for a chance of winning, then you can just click the link in the description below. You can sign up for a Whatnot account, which is free to do. And also, if you do that, you'll also get $10 or £10 of store credits that you can use on any of his action figures, comic books, trading cards, or anything else on Whatnot as well. Whatnot's it's kind of fun. I've kind of fallen down the rabbit hole. There's a lot of really fun presenters who sell lots of cool stuff, and Dom's one of them. And I want to help him expand his business. So yeah, click the link, check it out, and hey, you might be in with a chance. Well, you will be in with a chance of winning a PS5, and hopefully, you might be going home with one. Time will tell, but go check it out. And folks, that does it for good news for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, you can do by becoming a member of the Model Behavior Underground. By doing that, you can take part in the almost daily live streams that I do, where we just hang out as a community, talk about action figures, movies, comic books, and all other things in between. Some life stuff as well. It's kind of nice. Gets a little personal. I dig it. That's one of my most favorite parts about this channel, is building up the community. But if you don't want to become a Model Behavior channel member, that's okay. I still do my weekly live streams for everyone, usually on a Sunday night, so I can catch up with you all then. So there's no point in getting a membership. I'm bad at self-promotion. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee. Big time.